You want to buy a house, do you? You don't know how much cash you need or you don't know where to start. Maybe you think to yourself, I'll do it next year. How many times have you been that person? Today, we're going to explain the 5 expenses you need to consider when you are in the process of buying a house. Number 5 will get you really excited. In this channel, we help you discover what are the things you should be doing to buy or sell your house here in Northern Virginia, specifically in Arlington. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of living in the area, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every week when we post a new video. By the way, if you are moving or relocating to Northern Virginia, specifically in Arlington, please make sure you give us a call, send us a text message, send us a telegram, whatever's more convenient for you. We have your back. One of the most significant upfront expenses that you're gonna incur when you're buying a house is the down payment. The down payment is that lump sum of money that you put down towards the cost or the price of the house. This down payment percentage will vary depending on several scenarios. It depends on your financial situation, on the program that you're using with the government or with the lender. For example, if you're military personnel and you're using a VA loan, you could do a 0% down payment. Or maybe a 3.5% down payment if you're using an FHA loan. And if you're using a conventional down payment, it could be 5, 10, or 20%, depending on the lender that you use. Number 2 is the closing cost. So besides the down payment, you're gonna put some money away for the closing expenses. These are fees associated with finalizing the process of buying a house. And some of the fees included are loan origination fees, appraisal fees, title insurance, attorney fees, title transfers, prorated property taxes, and if you're in a condo or an association, you might have to pay prorated association fees or condo fees. Closing costs are typically around 3.5% of the purchase price of the house. If you are clear about the process and you're ready to see some hot houses in your neighborhood, please send us a text message with the word hot list. I'll make sure that you receive the list of houses. Number 3, earnest money deposit or EMD. When you found the house that you're ready to put an offer on, the EMD or the earnest money deposit is that money that you're telling the seller of the house, hey, we're serious about buying the house. If you accept our offer, at the moment of acceptance, we're gonna send you a check for X amount of dollars. That'll give some confidence to the seller of the house that you're serious about the process. The amount of the EMD can vary between 1 and 3%. Of course, offer more if you're in a competitive situation. Something very important, the EMD is not money on top of the price or on top of the closing expense. This is money that you're paying upfront to let the seller know that you're serious about the process. Number 4, additional expenses. And a lot of the buyers that I have worked with, they have not considered these expenses. So I don't want you to make that mistake. Some of these expenses are out of pocket. It's not part of the closing cost you're gonna pay as the process goes. For example, a home inspection. Depending on the size of the house, it can be between $500 and $800. It can be a little bit more if you include a radon test. Homeowner insurance, appraisal fees. Usually the bank will charge you outside of their closing cost, but then sometimes they reimburse you for that money in the closing costs. It depends on what lender you're using. Moving costs, it depends if you're moving inside of the city or you're moving from, I don't know, Texas or California. These are expenses that ought to be considered. And number 5 is not a proper expense, but it's about preparing your finances before you go and see houses. It is crucial to take a look at your finances and make sure what is your affordability. And talk to a lender and do your pre-qualification or pre-approval process. It will give you a lot of clarity on what is your purchasing power. It doesn't cost anything, and it's a clear start of the process. The lender is gonna tell you one of 2 things. First one is, yes, you're pre-approved and this is the amount that you're pre-approved for, which is really important to understand what houses you can afford. The second thing that the lender can tell you is maybe you're not pre-approved right now, but if you do A, B, and C, you can be pre-approved and we can check in 2 or 3 months, depending on what the situation is. Regardless, you're gonna have a clear path forward of what are the things that you should be doing in order to buy the house. And One thing that can impact directly the amount of cash you're gonna need in order to purchase a house is different programs that lenders have or grant programs from your local government. So if you want a list of potential available programs to you in your local area, send me a text with the word lender and I'll make sure that you get the list. So in conclusion, the exact amount will vary depending on different factors like what is the price of your home you're purchasing and what is your specific financial situation. Budgeting for the down payment and closing costs and earnest money deposit and additional expenses is crucial to being ready and preparing your finances for the process of buying a house. The sooner you talk to a realtor and to a lender, the closer you're going to be to taking the steps of buying a house. If you have questions about the process, we have answers. So I'm going to leave a link here or here to the next video that you do not want to miss. My name is Miguel and this is your channel Living in Arlington Today. We'll see you next week.